my God. Here I am again, a year later. What do you mean it's been a year since I posted a podcast? That's actually sick and twisted. It was never meant to be like this. I was supposed to be doing this like consistently, and then I just never did because I have ADHD brain. I have literally 1,000 streams of thought and consciousness happening at the exact same time. And I told myself, I'm going to figure out how to sync the audio and the video, which I still haven't figured out how to do. I'm going to do it after this. So if for audio listeners, I'm recording this, we will see if this makes it anywhere because I'm not sure how the camera's doing. But it's a one-woman show over here, okay? I'm trying to do it all. I've never had lessons in microphone audio. I'm literally just figuring this shit out as I go, so just bear with me, guys. Thanks so much. Okay, where to begin? It has been a year, and the fact that I don't have that much groundbreaking news to share with you is actually kind of concerning. I think I fear that I need to really get a life and like start going a little bit balls to the walls insane because I don't have good story times. I know there's so many influencers that do story times and this and that. Oh my God, my life is so crazy. Girl, I live in like this craziest city ever and I am so calm and like I do hardly anything, which is embarrassing, but also at the same time, it's like, okay, I am like this. That's just how I am. I like to sit at home. I don't like to put myself out there. So I need to that's okay. My New Year's resolution, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into New Year's resolutions. I haven't made any, but I'm going to make some here on the spot right now for you guys. My New Year's resolution is to put myself into uncomfortable situations, not unsafe situations. There's a big difference. I want to put myself out there. Like, I need to meet people. Hello, I'm young and hot. When this is not coming back, this time is not coming back. And I say this to myself all the time and then I don't follow through. And it makes me even more anxious because I'm like, oh, great. So your time is ending. No, that's not how it should be. It should be like an exciting thing instead of like a doom. Oh my God, your internal clock is like running out of time. That's essentially how I feel all the time. I don't really know how I got on this topic, so in lighter news. I don't really know what the lighter news is. Let's just talk about this whole year, okay? Let's go back to when I was making this podcast. That was in February of last year, and I think my account had just gotten banned, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I don't even think I had a job at the time. I don't think I worked at the school yet. I was actually so fucking depressed at that time. I was like, wow, there's literally no direction for my life. And honestly, fast forward a year later, it kind of feels exactly the same. Because why is TikTok getting banned? Genuinely, why the fuck is that happening? We have almost exactly a month until it gets banned. I'm just hoping. Yeah, sure, that's a word. I'm just hoping that someone starts like a revolution. I'm sorry, like I sound so cheesy, but like, can someone do something? The fuck? We all sit here and talk and whatever. I'll organize a march. Should I? I'll organize a TikTok USA march in the streets of New York City. And I'm being dead serious. I just need more action to be taken. You know what I mean? Kind of like Luigi Mangione. Should we get into that? We could. But let's keep it on pace. So last year, February, I had like 250,000 followers. Oh my gosh, my work is calling me, but I am not going to answer. Sorry, guys. They're probably asking me for my tuberculosis thing. Okay, so I had to go to the doctor. Sorry, off topic. I had to go to the doctor today to get a tuberculosis skin test, and I told them I was going yesterday, so I think that's what they're calling me about. But I went this morning, so I'm going to get my results tomorrow. Yeah, and you need like to go back and find out your results to see if your arm reacts to tuberculosis, but I don't have tuberculosis, so I'm pretty sure I'm fine. But yeah, I'll call them back after this. But yeah, 250,000 followers in February, and now I have almost 400,000, which makes me actually want to like twerk in the street. It's the best thing. TikTok is literally the best thing that's ever happened to my life, and I just want to say that. Like, I genuinely don't know what I would be doing if not for social media. After I got laid off last year, I probably would have had to sublease my apartment and move back home with my parents, and I'm being so dead serious. This makes up such a chunk of my income, and it's also just such a chunk of my life and my, like, well-being, like, is all connected with social media. Like, it really is crazy, and it sounds dramatic, but it's not. Not for me, at least. I genuinely can say that this has changed my life in so many different ways, and even if it is over, I'm gonna hopefully try something new, try this podcast, try YouTube, something like that. Even though I don't think that's gonna be financially substantial, at least while I'm working on it, I can, I'm just gonna ride the wave and see what I can do. Does it mean that I am not so upset and devastated? No, it does not. But I feel like there's just been so much stuff happening that my brain hasn't really been able to process a lot of information. Honestly, after the election, I feel like I've just been kind of numb to so much. Like, so much of my life happened around election day, too, and I haven't been able to process any of it because of my emotions about that. Dude, I called off work the day after the election. I was so fucking devastated. I'm not even kidding. I made myself so sick. I couldn't eat. I was, like, shaking all day long. It was seriously such a horrific day in this apartment. My roommate came home. We were just so solemn. Like, we didn't even talk. It was so horrible. Like, we just sat on the couch dead quiet. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And that was right after I came home from Vegas, too. So I was riding that high on thinking, oh, my God, she's going to win. And then I came home and my whole life was like, oh. So that didn't work. I literally went to work that day and I didn't go to work that day. I just said that I called out. I went to work the next day and parents were dropping their kids off, like, so solemn still, 2 days after the election. And one of my coworkers said that when they heard the news, people were coming in crying with their kids. Yeah, that's how serious it is. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've just been kind of in a fog since then and trying to, like, pick up the pieces of what the fuck is going on and what I'm supposed to do, you know, just, like, in general and in my life. So let's catch you up to speed on my personal life since last year. So February, March, April, nothing really happened. I was living here, you know, spring, whatever. Then summer rolled around. Oh my God. Summer actually is the worst season. I hate summer. I wish I could be like 70s all the time. I wish it could be 65 to 70 degrees and no higher and no lower. So where can I move to that has that climate? I would be so genuinely happy because my seasonal depression is flipped in the summer. Summer makes me never want to leave my apartment. I want to rip my skin off when I get hot, and my apartment didn't have fucking air conditioning. So picture that, okay? I have a 90-pound portable air conditioner that I had to carry up the stairs by myself, pushing it up like what is that guy that pushes the boulder up the hill, that Greek god? That's how I felt pushing up that air conditioner. I'm like, this is freedom. And then the air conditioner in my room obviously jacked up our price for utilities an insane amount, so high. And I had to plug it into set it up in my window, and it brought cool air into here, but not enough. So it was still very hot. When I didn't have that air conditioner on, it would reach up to 89 degrees in this apartment. So imagine this, as someone that doesn't like the heat. Imagine taking a hot shower and coming out and your apartment is 89 degrees. Yeah. So I was kind of losing my mind here over the summer. Like, I genuinely was. And I just wanted to go home so bad. I wanted to see my family. I wanted to swim in the damn pool. So I went home for the summer I think I went for a full month. Actually, let me look. I feel like I was there for so much longer, but I think it was just a month. How is that only a month? I literally swear I went back for 3 months. Girl, no, you didn't. I'm pretty sure I went back from the end of August or I'm looking through. I went home I went home right after LBI. So I went to LBI for the summer, Long Beach Island in the Jersey Shore. It was so much fun. I literally was, I went with my family, and I had been recognized by people from TikTok at LBI. It was crazy and such a, wholesome moment. My parents were, my mom thought that was so cool, and she's never gotten to see that. Someone come up to me in real life, and they, asked for a picture, and it was so adorable and made my whole family happy. But then I went home after LBI, so that was the 3rd to the 7th of August, and I went home for a full month. I don't know why I thought it was so much longer than that. I came back in September. Damn. It felt like the longest month of my life I was home, but I needed it. I had a full reset. I was swimming every day. I was tanning. I essentially told my job I just needed a mental health. I sound like such a fucking snowflake piece of shit. I don't care. I told them that I needed to go home because I was losing my mind, and I actually was. And then I came home. I went back for a month, and I came back mid-September. And since September, I want to say that my life has gotten so much better. Last year when I was living here, I felt so alone. I remember making podcasts being I don't really have any friends. I don't know how to make friends, but also the prospect of reaching out to people makes me want to blow my brains out. And now I have no problem doing that. I've been reaching out to people and actually making plans. It's something that I've never done my entire life. I've actually followed through, met so many different people, met so many people through TikTok too, which is insane. And I have made friends, which is so wholesome and like crazy for me to be able to say. I really did. I made my own friends in a city by myself that I didn't think I was going to. I thought I was just going to end up staying with the friends that I knew from like childhood that live in New Jersey, but I made friends like here, like not up in New Jersey. I don't have to drive to them. I made friends. How fucking crazy. And I just feel much more confident in my ability to maintain friendships. For a while there, I was like, damn, I'm the worst. I can't do anything. And I think it was just because I was really depressed and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to literally do anything except for just lay in my bed, and I wanted someone to just come lay in my bed with me. And I think that was because I was missing being in a relationship, which I'll get into that in a second. But now I feel pretty confident in like my personality, my ability, my interpersonal skills, if you will, okay? But now my dilemma is I haven't been in a relationship for a fucking year. Like, and that means like nothing. Like I haven't been talking to anybody, like not even concepts of a relationship, no concepts of a plan, no nothing. So I'm like, what do I do? And oh my God, are we really gonna open this can of worms this early on? I guess we are. Yeah, I really just, this year has been a year to kind of test myself, like what can I do by myself? And I did so much, and I learned so much about myself, but I'm also now so scared to re-enter a relationship and have to figure out how to intertwine a fucking man, of all people, of all things, intertwine a man into my routine that I have like worked so hard to tailor to like just be okay enough, you know? Like I have my routine. I go to the gym, I work, I go to the gym, I come home, I make videos, and it just doesn't seem like there's an appropriate time to insert a man into that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard enough for me to find the time with my friends, and I'm just now understanding how to do that, how to have that balance with my friends, with my work, with working out, taking care of myself. I let myself go for so long, for a couple months, like when I first moved here, didn't take care of my body, didn't eat healthy, and I just felt like shit about myself because I wasn't doing anything because I couldn't figure out how to balance it. And it really made me mentally struggle because I couldn't figure out the time for myself, you know? And now that I have that down, I'm like, okay, I could possibly be flirting with the idea of getting into a relationship again, but how the fuck do I do that? How do I balance that now? That's just like another thing for me to do. And it feels like a chore. And I know people are like, okay, you don't want to get in a relationship when you're already having the mindset that it's going to feel like a chore, because that's not normal. But I don't know if that feeling's ever going to go away. That's my problem. And my mom's like, girl, don't you want to get married? Like, don't you want to have a family? And I'm like, yes. If I didn't want kids, I'd be like, fuck that. I will just have friends and I'll live with my friends until they all get married and then figure it out then. But I want kids really bad in my life. That's like been my goal forever. Not a trad wife. Don't get me fucking twisted. Seriously, don't twist these words. I'm being dead serious. How many times can I say seriously in a 5-second span? You count. Take a shot. You know, I really want kids. I just want to be a mother. I've always wanted to be a mother. And I don't want to cook and clean for a fucking man. That's off the table. I just really want kids. So, and I do want like a happy relationship. The idea of having a happy relationship is wonderful, but the idea of having to weed out the shitty men that are in the dating pool right now terrifies me. And I don't know if it's because I don't go out enough to like meet guys on my own, or if it's the fact that I haven't had men in my life for literally a year. And before that, probably 2 years before that, besides my boyfriend, I didn't hang out with his friends. Like I didn't intertwine men in my life at all. I think it's weird because I will see so many people talking about, oh yeah, I know so many girls that are boy crazy. And it's like, maybe it's just the people I surround myself with, but none of my friends are boy crazy. So when I meet someone that is, and they center their lives around men, it scares me. And it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong because I genuinely go weeks without thinking about a man at all. And I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I won't even, not even for a fucking second, will I think about a man or approval from anyone. And maybe that's because I don't talk to guys enough to even know what they're thinking or care. I don't know. I just think that's something really unique about me, is my absolute, like, detachment to that now. And I don't know if it's because I just was used to, I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. So it's been a year of me being single, and I still don't know why that is. Like, I'm not why I'm single, but I still don't know what about me makes me not want to talk to men. Like, I'm not talking sexuality, okay? I don't think I'm talking sexuality right now. I'm just saying I don't have the idea of, like, wanting to be in a partnership with really anybody that often, except, like, on a Sunday when I'm hungover, or, like, I think about when I was sick, and then, like, my ex would take care of me. That's what I want, but that's also just, like, I want someone to take care of me. That's not, like, I want a romantic relationship. So I'm trying to figure myself out. I'm trying to figure out what I want, okay? But recently I've been thinking, I think I could possibly want to be in a relationship, but I don't know yet. So I think I just need to start opening myself up to, like, meeting guys again. Ugh. Boo. Ooh, a green aura with flies. Like, actually, I don't know. It's just something that I've never had to really think about because I was just in a relationship when I was so young. And then I was like, okay, now I'm single and I can breathe. And now I'm like, okay, well, I'm 22. I had a timeline of when I wanted to have a family and have kids. And now it obviously has been derailed exponentially, bitch. Why did I want family? Why did I want a family and kids at 19? You're sick. You are a sick motherfucker. And also, why am I seeing girls that I know from middle school getting married? Not even engaged. Married. Full-on white gown, bridesmaids, married, marriage celebration. So scary to me. So scary. I genuinely feel like I'm 14. I shouldn't even be, like, allowed to, like, go buy alcohol. And this is what's happening? No. But yeah, that's my update on my love life. Hopefully I will start doing things just literally, every single night I go to sleep and there's a poster that says, do it for the plot, above my bed. And have I done anything for the plot? Pretty much no. And so I look at that and I'm like, girl, you're a fucking loser. Every single night before I go to bed, I'm like, you need to do something fun. And I'm saying it now, so maybe I'll hold myself to that standard in 2025, okay? 2025 could be my crazy era. I just think that I have a lot of chill friends and nobody's really, like, crazy or like that. So I think I need to adopt some, like, characters into my life for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my love life update. What other updates do I have for you? Family's good. I literally feel like I'm catching up with an old friend. Hold on, let me take a sip of my water. You can just imagine something or, like, count to 10. Okay, now I'm back. Should we talk about the election? I'm gonna answer some questions that I got about the election, okay? Number one is, why the fuck were you in Las Vegas? How did you get to Las Vegas? I didn't tell any of my friends. So essentially, if anyone has been following me for a long time, you know I've literally posted, like, political, quote unquote, TikToks, or, like, poking fun at, like, conservatives since probably 2019. Literally, I remember me and my friend dancing in my room to Joe Biden is my president and it's about time to get crunk. So I guess I'll just piss on Donald Trump. Psh, psh, piss on Donald Trump. I remember literally filming that video. I think that was very first, that was 2020. I remember recording that. I've had so many political videos, okay? And talking about, like, the governor of South Carolina. I've had so much since then. And I started to get extra political, obviously, because our two candidates were who they were. And at first, when Biden was running, obviously I was going to vote for Biden. But when he dropped out and I saw Kamala rising, I'm like, oh shit, we actually have a chance for a good presidency, not just, like, a mediocre same presidency. So I started really pushing on TikTok because I've always said, why have a platform if you're not going to say anything important? Something that's so weird to me is when influencers or, like, creators are like, I just don't feel comfortable talking about politics. What? You should feel uncomfortable staying silent about politics or staying silent about issues. What are you talking about? That's actually the most ridiculous and absurd thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. And I heard that so much. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the exact opposite of that because that pisses me off. So I started to get more outspoken. And when I got this new management, I guess they were well connected with other like grassroots organizations, and I got an email literally 2 days before I was supposed to fly to Las Vegas asking me if I wanted to go to like this event essentially. And it was just a bunch of creators that were in Vegas together trying to like use their voices. It was basically like election campaigning, but like in a more positive way. It wasn't like just campaigning, knocking on doors. It was like, we're getting together, we're fostering this community, we're going out and seeing what people in Vegas actually felt. And it was a big swing state, so obviously it's important. And we went into like, they did different creators in different states, and they were all swing states, and it showed the data. Like, when you go to a different place, your For You page places you there. Like, it picks up. Well, this is going to really be upsetting because I'm pretty sure TikTok is the only app that does that. Like, when you're traveling, let's say you're in Europe for a week, your For You page is going to tailor to European content because you're there. And I don't know if Instagram Reels does that. So that's why it was such a big, important thing to do, like, regarding campaigning, was to actually be there, like, on the ground. So it was really awesome. I actually had the best time. I think that was the coolest thing that I've done this year. I'm trying to think of everything else. Like, moving and that have been, like, the two, like, coolest different things that I've ever done in my life. Because I've never been invited anywhere, like, because of this influencing shit. I'd gone to a couple events, actually. I will say I've been to a couple events since you spoke to me last, and partially I've just been invited with my friends. Like, half the time it's not even my invite, it's like my other content creator friends' invites. So, but I have made some content creator friends, which is crazy, but I love them, and they're nothing like you would assume a influencer / content creator would be like, because I don't hang out with out of touch motherfuckers. I can't. I feel like, I don't know. There's so much going on in the world right now. I'm trying to think of if I want this podcast to be more like surrounding my life, because I don't think I want that. I don't know if I'm entertaining enough to talk about my own life and my own stories, because why am I blanking on anything that's ever happened to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I blanking on any story to tell you besides the ones that I've already posted on TikTok? I feel like I kind of want to, not like a gossip podcast, because that's giving BFFs, and we all know where that ended up, but maybe just like talking about just like current stuff. I don't know, pop culture shit, because you guys like my takes on stuff. What is like the most recent thing going on besides like the Barstool stuff that I already talked about? You guys know I talked about that. Well, we could talk about the United CEO assassination. Like, I don't know, bitch. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to have a podcast list of what I want to talk about, and then I can talk about it. But I think this is just going to be my first one back, so it's hard for me to think and structure my thoughts clearly. So just bear with me. The other episodes are probably going to be better than this one. My thoughts on Luigi Mangione, okay? You want to hear them? I'll say it out loud right fucking now, because I feel like I'm not being censored. And good. That's all I fucking can say. I'm sorry. You can't play moral high ground with me on this bullshit. You're going to say that the CEO didn't deserve it because he didn't intentionally take anybody's life. Yes, he fucking did. He knew exactly what he was doing, sitting behind his chair every single day. When you can kill people with essentially your presence and your ability, your stature as CEO is essentially just killing people, then I don't fucking feel bad. Sorry, I don't fucking feel bad. And it's so interesting to me how there's so many conservatives playing this superiority complex right now, saying that they're essentially better people than we are because we're sick and depraved and we like violence, etc., etc. Meanwhile, they're the ones not batting an eye at the kids in cages at the border. They're the ones not batting an eye at all the assault weapon school shootings. They are the ones that don't have empathy for those types of things. They have thoughts and prayers. So you know what I have? Concepts of thoughts and prayers for all this bullshit. I'm sorry. I feel like his kids probably will have a better upbringing without him in his life. And hopefully they'll be taught, maybe let's not profit off of the pain and suffering of others. Maybe let's not profit off the pain and suffering of children and elderly dying because their father delayed their claims until their body didn't even respond to treatment, if they ever got treatment at all, or they just died before their claim was approved. That's something that they can learn by this unfortunate event of their father getting murdered. It's not funny. I mean, I'm allowed to, you know what? It's America. You know what I also did see that really fucked me up? Some girl, I think her name is Brianna. That's interesting because I just talked about Brianna Chicken Fry. It's like spelled differently. I think that's her name. She was on the phone with an insurance company. I'm pretty sure it was like Blue Cross Blue Shield or something. And they were giving her a hard time. And she said, fuck you people. Like, you guys are next. Something like that. And she got arrested. She's facing 15 years in prison because of that 4-second remark that she said on the phone, which honestly really scared the shit out of me because that wasn't in my knowledge of what a threat was. I had no idea that was a fucking threat. Or no, you know what I butcher everything that I say. That was wrong. She got on the phone and she said, defend, deny, depose. You guys are next. Something like that. I'm pretty sure that was the words to a T. And if you don't know, defend, deny, depose were etched on the bullets that Luigi used to shoot and kill the CEO. So she said that. They, I guess, reported it. They obviously knew who she was. I don't think she knew that was a threat. I genuinely, with my knowledge of the law, I had no idea that was a credible threat because she doesn't even know those people. She doesn't know them personally. Like, she didn't say, oh, here's your address, I'm coming for you. She just said that, like a throwaway comment. Now she got arrested, like genuinely arrested, and she's facing up to 15 years in prison. I just said that, but I can't get over that. That really scares me because that doesn't feel like free speech. That feels like some shit that you would hear about happening in a different country, in countries where you're allowed to get imprisoned for just saying shit. That doesn't feel like America, does it? No. And that's why I've been like a little bit scared to talk about it on TikTok because that scares me. What if I say the wrong thing and I accidentally am deemed a fucking threat? Like, I'm not. But she said that when the officers responded to the call, she was like, oh yeah, I don't know who that is or where they live, but like they suck, like they deserve karma. But then she was like, yeah, I don't have any plans on actually hurting them. Like I don't have a gun, I don't have any weapons. Like I was just saying, like I just said that because like fuck them. And she got arrested. So I don't know if they're just trying to make an example out of her or what, but since that happened, that really kind of fucked me up with like my perception on free speech in this country, especially with all the, do I want to sound like a conservative right now and say censorship? Because I feel like that's all I fucking hear from them. Yeah, you should be censored when you're etching like racist bullshit or like just saying things that are not true, but when you make a throwaway comment like, you guys are next, I don't think that you should be jailed for that. Especially when there was no weapons, no plan, no nothing. That's kind of the craziest thing I've heard in a long time. The whole assassination is one of the craziest things I've heard in a long fucking time, and I watched the video too. It's like, pop, pop. When I saw that, I was like, this cannot be real. This actually has to be a scene out of a movie. This cannot be real. But lo and behold, it was real, and they got him. I really thought that he was going to escape and live the longest, healthiest life, but I think that he wanted to be a face of it, to be honest. I don't think he would have a backpack full of all of those things if he wasn't intentionally about to turn himself in. Like, honestly, I feel like he was eating McDonald's to make it his last meal, and then he was gonna go turn himself in. But yeah, it's just fucking wild, and that's something that I've been thinking about constantly. So that's been going on. What else? I've been questioning my career decisions since like a couple months ago. I thought that I wanted to be a teacher, and I still kind of do, but I would have to do an alternate route to teaching. Like, since I have a marketing degree, it's still a bachelor's degree, but I would have to go do like a bunch of courses and essentially different hours of teaching. I don't know. It's like a whole process. So I feel like it would probably take me a year or two to become a licensed teacher. And also, what if I don't live here in the next 2 years? Like, I would have to switch districts, and then you'd have to get like a different license. It's a whole thing. So I'm just kind of in limbo with what I want to do, especially if TikTok really does get banned, which I think it is, but I really don't want it to. What the fuck I'm going to do is really beyond me. I'm going to have to apply. But I've also, don't tell my job this, I've been applying for remote jobs for really, really, really a long time, and I haven't gotten anything. So it's going to be a lot worse when everyone gets unemployed from TikTok, or everyone's second streams of income become non-existent. That's like me. It's my second stream of income, but it's essentially what makes up the most of it. So Yeah, that's something that's kind of fucked up. I'll tell you about my plan for the next year though. I guess this is just kind of like a catching up and telling you where my head is at podcast. So my lease is up. It's been officially a year since I moved in. I'm pretty sure like literally December 16th or something last year. And we signed an 18-month lease, so this lease is up May 31st. I go to Aruba with my family on May 25th, so I have to be completely moved out before then. And my roommate is she's still very up in the air too. She was thinking she was going to move in with her boyfriend in like another area near us, and it would make her rent like dirt cheap, which is the only reason why she was considering it. But he has roommates, so she'd be living with her boyfriend and a bunch of boys that we're friends with and we like. But that's just like kind of a crazy situation. Not a crazy situation, but not an ideal situation, let's say. And so she was saying that, and she went and slept over there the other night, and she said, Brielle, I don't know if I can do it. Like, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? So I started thinking, I want to go home for the summer because chances are whatever apartment we go to, it's not going to have air conditioning because all these buildings are old. We're going to have either window units, whatever. I don't like the summer here. I don't like the summer in a city. I like the summer by the beach, okay? So my plan is going home for the summer, going home in May after Aruba, or like going home end of May, so it would be June, July, August, and then looking for an apartment in September back up in the city area, okay? But it's just me and my roommate right now. I only have one roommate, but then my other friend is graduating college in May, and she's graduating FIT, and she wants to live with me. So I'm like, okay, we could move in, all three of us. Chances are we'll get more for our money with 3 bedrooms. Like, we'll get a bigger place, a nicer place with a higher budget, obviously, and we'll just do 3 people. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So I'm going to have to move everything out of here and put it in storage. I'm thinking I'm just going to put all this stuff in storage for the 3 months that I'm home because I won't have to pay rent, obviously, when I'm living at home. Thank God my parents don't make me pay rent. I'm just going to take a break from paying rent, which is going to be so fucking nice. That's another major reason why I want to go home in the summer. I'll have a 3-month break of paying rent. I'll probably have to pay like $150 for a storage unit here. I have actually no idea. I just pulled that number out of my ass. I could be totally wrong. It could be $500 a month for a storage unit for all I know. But I'm thinking I want to move all this stuff, hire movers, move all this stuff into a storage unit for the 3 months that I'm not here. And then she'll live with her boyfriend for 3 months. She'll save on rent too. My other friend that goes to FIT will move back with her parents in New Jersey for the summer while she's looking for jobs, and then we'll all come back together in September for apartment searching, and we'll just look throughout the summer, and then if something looks really good in August, we'll jump on it, and then I'll move back in August. But if something doesn't look good till end of September, then I will wait till end of September. You know what I'm saying? But that's my plan. That's my plan for the rest of this, like, coming lease, okay? That's my plan. But what if hopefully I will, no, I'm not gonna say that. You know, we're gonna keep that thought to myself. But yeah, that's my goal. And she also has a cat, and her cat's name is Titi, and it's a girl cat. And I have Gatsby. Gatsby's not here right now. Gatsby's with my parents in South Carolina for Christmas because I went back to South Carolina for Thanksgiving, and I brought him with me, and I was like, I'm going to leave him here until I come back for New Year's. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be in fucking Charleston for New Year's. Yeah. So I need this to say, guys, I don't have any desire of making friends really in Charleston, and I don't have many friends in Charleston because my friends that I did have were in college, are not from Charleston, or if they were, don't live there anymore. So it's going to be really kind of crazy going back there. I kind of want to stir shit up though. My one best friend, who has been my best friend since I moved to South Carolina, literally is my neighbor at home, but she lives in Brooklyn now, which is so funny. Like, we both literally, like, moved up here. She lives in Brooklyn. She goes to Pratt. She's going to be home for Christmas and New Year's. And I'm like, do we just go out and, like, go to the one bar that everybody we know is going to be at and just stir the pot? Probably my ex is going to be there. Should we do it? I think so. But I need to figure out if I have to pay for tickets to get in there or just go, because it's literally a bar on Shem Creek. Everybody goes to it literally all the time. Okay guys, if you're ever going to Charleston and you need, I don't know where young people are going to be, go to Shem Creek, go to Saltwater Cowboy, go to Reds, Everybody's there, always. And I know for a fact, every time I go back to Charleston, I know where everybody's going to be on a Friday, Saturday night. I know exactly where to avoid. In the city, it's like, I don't see anybody that I don't want to see. Except on occasion, but the chances of that happening are very slim compared to Charleston. I know exactly where to go and where not to go. So I feel like I want to go and just talk my shit and look really, really good. Because I haven't seen those people since 2 years, probably. 2 years, because I didn't really go out that much in college. So I want to go. And that's going to be a really interesting story time after that, after the new year. I'm going to go and I'm going to do it for the podcast, actually. So you're welcome. I just decided that that's what we're going to do. Hopefully Hannah is on board. Oops, name drop. Hopefully my friend is on board. And we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm about to wrap this up because I don't have like a coherent thought for this. I just wanted to pop in and say, yes, I will be doing this podcast from now on. It's Monday. I fucking said I want to start doing podcasts every single Monday. And I want everybody to comment an idea of what you want me to talk about. Like, I remember I talked about college, I talked about mental health, I talked about friendships. Give me a common theme to talk about, and I will do my best and insert some stories and tell you my advice on those subjects. But I don't have that as of right now. This was no theme podcast. So yeah, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for catching up with me. Stay tuned. Every single Monday I'm going to do it. And if you don't, you're allowed to literally show up to my apartment and hold me at gunpoint until I film and upload. So let's hope that this audio and video situation work. I'm going to go figure that out and eat my cowboy caviar that I made. I've been on a cooking kick also. That's a new little tidbit about me. I've been learning how to cook my stuff at home because every time I order out, it doesn't satisfy me the way that I would want. I always have to like add seasonings and sauces and shit. It's like, then why don't I just make it at home, you know? So yeah, that's all. Love you guys so much, and I will see you next Monday. Actually though, for real this time. Bye.